folks, Boomer here, Tuesday, April the 21st, getting ready to break a record here. I am leaving my room at a little past 6:30 to get on the trail. And that's amazing because I haven't gotten on that early the entire time I've been out here hiking. But I don't sleep well in tents, I don't sleep well in shelters, I don't sleep well in bed. You may be getting the message here, I just don't sleep well. So I woke up this morning and just lay there for a while and twisted and turned, said, hey, I'm going to get up. Went to the convenience station, got something to eat, came back to the room. Next thing I know, I'm packing everything up and I'm ready to go. Now, many of you asked me about my poles. Let me show you what I ended up with. These are Trail Break aluminum poles by REI. I had them shipped here to this motel that I'm staying at. And I haven't had a chance to try them out yet, but I'm going to be doing that very shortly. So I'll let you know going on if I like or don't like. But right off the bat, I like the feel and I like the look, and I think they're going to be solid. One thing I did find out is you can adjust the locks by twisting either clockwise to tighten or counterclockwise to loosen. And I have done that so that they will not give, even if I lean my weight on them. So I'm anxious to get on the trail and see how well these work, and I will report back later on that. Okay, finally out the door a few minutes before 7. The reason being is I walked outside and realized that, you know what, the pavement's kind of wet and there is rain in the forecast. So I went back in to put my rain cover on my pack so I wouldn't have to do it out in the trail somewhere. So leaving now, walking up the road, headed toward I-81 and the Appalachian Trail. All right, we are headed down to the interstate exchange here because we've got to go under Interstate 81 and then I think hang a right down here if I'm not mistaken. Don't want to go to Bristol, don't want to go to Roanoke, either one. Been to both. Nice places both. But want to get back on the trail. So as soon as I get back on the trail, I'll come back to you. All right, you see the double blaze on the post down there. That's where we go back. And it looks to me like the trail goes right up that little hill into whatever's up there. So I'm going to put the phone away and actually start using these new poles and hike a little bit. You run into all kinds of memorials along the Appalachian Trail. People who have dedicated a significant portion of their lives to working on the trail, keeping it up to date, keeping it cleared. This bird house is in memory of Gordon Burgess, who was born in 1921, died 2005. He was a past trail supervisor and longtime friend of the Appalachian Trail. So thank you, Mr. Burgess, and thank you to members of his family. The trail goes through this really pretty meadow and on up toward those hills, which I'm assuming I will be climbing shortly. But anyway, it's a very pretty morning. I think the rain's going to hold off, but I can't be sure. The sun is rising in the east, or has risen in the east over there. And it's just a beautiful Southwest Virginia day. So I'm going to put the camera away and head on up the hill and follow the white blazes. According to this sign, I am 1/4 of the way from Georgia to Maine. The weather seems to be playing games with us right now. First it's sunny and bright and finally convinced me to take my rain jacket off, and when I did, it started to get cloudy again. And right now, as you can see, looking at the sky, it's almost impossible to tell what it's going to do. So I'm just guessing. What I decided to do was to go back with the rain jacket and stick with it. Just unzip it and open it up if it gets a little bit warmer, because I'm not terribly far away from the shelter that I plan to stop at tonight. So we'll just kind of see what happens. This is the North Fork of the Holston River, which eventually joins with the South Fork of Holston in my hometown of Kingsport, Tennessee, and makes its way to Knoxville to join the Tennessee River. But pretty little river.
This is about the fourth or fifth of these land bridges, fences, things that we've had to use to cross over a property line fence. Obviously there's some tension here between property owners and the Appalachian Trust Conservancy. This particular one's the tallest one I've climbed over so far. Good morning, Wednesday, April 22nd. Boomer here, getting ready to leave the Knott Mall shelter and continue north. Not sure exactly how far I'm going to go today. I'm just going to get started and see. I know there is another shelter in 9 miles, but I'd like to go a little bit further than that. So it looks like it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. Blue skies everywhere. Kind of looking forward to it, just to get out there, and I'm sure I'll warm up pretty quick. So talk to you guys later. Hey, I went for a swim in Damascus and lost a set of poles, but I'm trying to get ready. All right, good news to report on fording the stream. It was successful. None of my clothing got wet. The only thing that got wet were my Crocs camp shoes, and that's their whole purpose in being, is to be out there and be camp shoes and to take the water when necessary. Made it all the way across with my poles, my new poles that I've got, and stopped on the other side and had just a little bit of lunch, and now I'm headed back down the trail. Boomer here. I have reached the Chestnut Knob shelter, which the elevation is 4,409 feet. And it was an interesting climb to get up here. Now this particular shelter didn't start out as a shelter. It started out as a ranger station / home for the ranger who lived up here at that time. And you'll see it's a little different. It's made out of stone. Let me kind of walk around here. It's made out of stone. It's a little bit different. It's got a V roof on it. Most shelters just have a slant roof on it. And it's a fairly nice location up here. But what I really want to show you is the view. And I'm going to stop this and then restart it so you can just get the whole view all at once. And this is the view of the valley below. It's breathtaking. I'm going to walk a little closer to the edge here so you can kind of get a better idea. We'll start over here and pan just a little bit, because I'll tell you, there are places in this world that you'd pay a lot of money for a view like this. And I get to sleep here for free. But anyway, this is a view from Chestnut Knob shelter. Before I go inside the shelter, this is a view to the other side. You see off in the distance there's some mountains there. It was an interesting and steep climb up here, but the view makes it all worthwhile. Okay, the sign says don't slam the door, but honestly I don't know how you avoid it with that spring up there, but it does. It says don't slam the door because it slams itself. Let me go on in. You actually got bunks in here. This is the one I've decided to take. Right here just inside the door. There's one up top. There's one in the back, and a double, I guess, for a married couple here. A picnic table inside, and another bunk over here. So this is unique. As far as the Appalachian Trail goes, there are no other shelters that are like this that actually have a door. So that's the inside of the shelter. And this is Boomer sitting at the picnic table, wondering what the heaviest thing left in his pack is, because I eat my food after a resupply based on weight. It's so heavy when you've got all that fresh food, or not fresh food, but all that new food in your pack. So I generally start eating breakfast and supper based on what it weighs. I'll check all the weights on the packages and eat that and get it out of the way, so it'll be easier to carry. But anyway, I'm sitting here at the picnic table. I'm going to unpack my pack here in just a minute and make this bed up over here. And if anything else interesting happens this evening, I'll get back with you. This is Boomer out for now.